What is up, y'all? It's your girl Brand New, and I'm back in the building. And this time I am back to do a brief review of the ladies from The Real. Y'all know the talk show The Real. Everybody's pretty much been talking about it, weighing in, because Loni finally tells everybody what happened with Tamar on The Real. You guys know Tamar was fired from The Real. There has been rumors and speculation on why Tamar was fired. Of course, Tamar carries herself in an unprofessional light. Let's just keep it real. She's very talented, but she can be very, she's just too much. She could be team too much. And it was interesting, the story that Loni told, especially because Tamar is going through this divorce with Vince. The last season of Tamar and Vince, they were at odds. They were not, it just seemed like their marriage was over, and it finally is over, so it was just interesting to hear what Loni had to say. Another thing that's really interesting about this interview is I noticed Loni did most of the talking. I was like, but when is the other girls gonna kind of come in? And I don't know, child. Let's listen to what Loni says on this, and then I will come back with commentary.
It happened, and it was getting better, but there's something that had happened. And I don't know what happened, but I can tell you this. Everybody has a different story with Tamar. My story is this. She was getting to the point where I was at her house one day. This is after Dancing with the Stars, all this other kind of stuff. She looked at me, she said, hey, I want to get a new manager. And I was sitting in her kitchen, and I was like, well, I don't know about that. And she said, Rashawn McDonald. Rashawn McDonald is Steve Harvey's ex-manager. So she said, Rashawn, give me his number. I said, okay, because I think she's a very talented girl. So I said, here, I'm going to give you his number. We were sitting in her, and she knows this story. We were sitting there, and she said, well, what about him? And she pointed out, saying to Vince. Because Vince wasn't there. Vince was out the room. And I said, that's your husband. I don't know. Talk to him or whatever. Tell him you want to code something. But I believed in her talent so much that if she asked me for something, we all sisters.
Right.
When she was sick, we all went to the hospital to see her.
We sure did.
Even when her sisters wasn't around, we were around for her. So when the incident happened, when she got fired, I didn't know about it because I went on the Wendy Williams show that Friday. Why would I go on a Wendy Williams show if I knew one of my castmates was going to get fired that next Monday? I got a call on Saturday. They said that Tamar was being let go. I asked the question. We all got on a text, and we were like, what is going on?
We was like,
we
were calling her.
Right. We called her. She's not picking
yeah.
up the phone, nothing, right?
Right.
Now, remember, the first person, she stopped communicating with us. The first person, she never said, she put out an Instagram that said she had been backstabbed. And the first person she unfollowed was me, okay? So people assume that I was the one.
Right.
And then I know Tamar, because she's a good person. She probably saw all the heat that I was getting. Then she unfollowed Jeannie. Then after a couple of days, she unfollowed these two. These two were still trying to, get in contact with her because they went to Logan's birthday party. They went to Logan's birthday party to talk to her. And you can Google all of this because they were like, oh, Tamara and Adrian has a play date while these two, because we were getting hammered.
Yeah.
So.
And I was in Singapore, and I actually was still talking to her and Vince at the time.
But she totally stopped. This is the thing. Then, when all of that happened, I get on a plane to go to Atlanta. Who's in front? This is how God works. Who's in front of me first class? Her sister, Tawanda. Her sister, Tawanda, said, Loni, I am so sorry this is happening to you. We know you didn't have nothing to do with it. She said, but I'm going to tell you something. They just did an emergency filming of the Braxton Family Values. And you need to see the episode. I said, what are you talking about? She said, you just need to see the episode. I was like, what? Well, I had a person that worked at WeTV. When you're a good person, people will come for you. The person that worked at WeTV contacted me and said, look, we saw the rough cut of the Braxton Family Values. You are being named, the girls are being named, and Vince is doing the naming. Wow. So I called my attorney. I didn't tell these girls this. This is the first time they're hearing this. I sat here and I called my attorney. I said, you got to call WeTV and let them know that if they're naming us, we're going to have legal action. Because we had nothing to do with this defamation of character. 100%. So when you look at that WeTV, they turned around and they did an extra cut. But if you Google, you can see that there was a blogger that actually saw the rough cut, and it says Vince names us, saying that we jealous. He names me specifically, and you know why I say he does that? Because I gave her the number of Rashawn McDonald.
Look how that story just.
So you may not have gotten her fired. You may not have gotten her fired, but you definitely got to get a divorce.
You know what, Charlamagne?
That's all you heard.
Charlamagne ain't shit. His crazy ass. He said that you got her a divorce. That divorce was coming anyways. Just Vince getting his karma, and probably Tamar realizing that he was the cause of her getting fired. I believe this story, you guys, from Loni. When I always looked at Tamar and Vince, it always looked like it was Tamar because of Tamar's big personality. And Vince is no, calm down, Tamar. He'll walk away, but very sneaky, very manipulative. I don't put it past him. He planted something in Tamar's mind to have her think that these girls, they don't like you, and he probably got into it with somebody there, and then it was like, well, your wife can go. They also had mentioned in the interview, I'm not going to play it back, that Tamar and Vince started the show. That is a rumor that I've heard for a couple of years, and Loni said that's not true. They were looking for, all different types of women. It wasn't, I think Vince became a producer on the show, but it wasn't like the idea and everything came from Tamar and Vince. But yeah, that's fucked up. That's why Tamar is divorcing his ass right now. Because what happened with Tamar is Tamar listened to what he said, began unfollowing these women. Before that, you guys, she had put out this Instagram post about somebody backstabbing and betraying her. She was talking about Loni. So, it's just fucked up. You need to communicate with people to figure out what's what. Don't be believing some damn man that's your damn husband. Well, hell, you should be able to believe your husband, but something tells me some shit ain't been right with him and Tamar before she got on that show. That should have made her do a double take. But yeah, he isolated her. That's what a lot of sneaky, manipulative people do. They isolate you from your family. Do y'all remember when he had popped up on, what was it, last season? Maybe the season before last, her and Vince supposed to be getting a divorce, and she in the airport with him. He's coming to dinners with her family, but sitting off in the corner. All of that shit, that don't make no sense. And I don't want to hear no shit about, well, they got a baby together. You can have a baby with whoever. You don't need to be with them. Remember she got her ass on The View and was saying, well, my friends was telling me stuff, and, well, I really did hear these stories about Vince, and, come on, Vince, his hands are not clean. The police have been called several times. I'll say allegedly, but they've been called several times. I read, and you guys probably have heard too, when Tamar got her own place and Vince was banned from the bill. Like, it's always been a whole bunch of drama. Do I believe he did this shit? Yes, he did. He wanted to isolate that woman. He wanted her off that show. He was fucking up her career. Did y'all see on the last season of Tamar and Vince where he wasn't letting her know about certain shows she had to do, telling her shit at the last minute? her sound and shit would be fucked up. Like, all type of shit would happen. And remember, she kept saying she needs a new manager. She needs a new manager. Now, this is years later. So what Loni is saying was, a couple of years while she was on The View, she had been saying that. I need a new manager. I need a new Why? Because, the motherfucker is not fully doing his job. And some people are like that. I think Vince wanted her to get as far as she could go. And then once she began making like her own money, because he didn't have really too much problem with Tamar when he was controlling when her project came out and when this happened. He loved all of that. That's control and that's power. That is not love. Control is not love. You should not have to control another motherfucker human being for them to feel loved. Like, come on. So yeah, I believe he did that shit, but it's just very funny that she ended up having to get a new manager. And actually, she had been thinking about it for years and first consulted with Loni. She first consulted with Loni, and Vince got mad. I could see him getting upset, because y'all remember on the Tamar and Vince show, every time she brought up getting a new manager, he got in his feelings. He got defensive. He got upset. So I could see him saying, you know what, I'm going to blame all this shit on Loni, put the bug in Tamar's ear, have her thinking Loni tried to get her fired, have her thinking that the girls are just hating on her, and that's how we'll spin that. Vince, I can't even say I'm shocked. I'm very disappointed. I just thought you had better character than that, but shit. Then the rumors that came out about him hitting her, do I believe that? That's allegedly. Let's put that in there. But yeah, I believe that shit. Believe if you're capable of isolating this girl from her family, from her co-workers, and you keep trying to block her opportunities and blessings, you don't want what's best for her. And so hopefully Tamar is fully done with him. Hopefully Tamar doesn't even comment on this. Be the bigger person. Don't say, well, no, it's not true. I believe it's true, Tay. I believe this is what happened. Loni also mentioned that they got an Emmy. They were nominated, I guess, for an Emmy, and she wanted to sit with them. And then Loni had mentioned, oh, well, if she's so mad at us, then why would she want to sit with us? And then I saw an interview with Tamar, and she was like, well, of course, if I'm nominated, I'm going up on the stage. And I agree with Tamar. I mean, shit, you was there, you did the work. It is what it is, so that is you don't have to sit with them, though, if they are such a problem, though. You could still take your ass up there from whatever seat you are in. So that right there was a bit suspect, but it is what it is, you guys. All right, that's all I have to say on this topic. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It is your girl, Brand New, and I am out.